Happy to welcome Texas Motor Speedway President Eddie Gossage back here to Fox 4, here to discuss the racing weekend ahead at Texas Motor Speedway, AAA Texas 500, the Cup race, the headliner Sunday afternoon. Just 3 to go in the chase for the Sprint Cup. Jeff Gordon's swan song at TMS, and we'll get into that in a moment. But I've got to ask you about the controversy coming off this past weekend in Martinsville. Matt Kenseth wrecks Joey Logano, who was leading late in the race. Denny Hamlin says it's the wild, wild west out there right now, and it's tough to crown a true champion when things go like this. Is it out of control?
Well, it maybe went a little too far. I think everybody would pretty much agree with that on Sunday, but I suspect NASCAR will come down Tuesday with probably the stiffest penalty in their history. Matt is not known for this kind of thing. He's a former champion, real calm, level-headed guy, but I think a lot of things added up for him to just say that's enough. But that was pretty strong. A lot of guys have wrecked a lot of guys. That's one thing, but that one was probably a bit over the line, and I suspect he's going to pay a pretty heavy price for it, as he should.
What constitutes the toughest penalty in history? I mean, what do you speculate here?
I would imagine, I wouldn't be surprised to see him suspended for a race, our race, or perhaps even the rest of the season, which is 3 races. Probably a pretty significant financial penalty and points as well. So, that's significant. That hurts him. That hurts his team. And but we can't have that kind of thing going on.
You're such an important voice in this sport. Is there a fundamental flaw in the system that allows this to happen? I mean, you want a playoff, and I understand why, but is it possible that this sport just doesn't lend itself to that? It
is. I'm not sure that it doesn't lend itself to it, but I think that it's a fine line between trying to let everybody play the game and keep the whistle and the hanky in the pocket. You hear that in other sports, right. And here, though, I think maybe by not calling penalties earlier in the season, they kind of let it get a little further down the road, and now all of a sudden we've got a bad situation. So they're going to reel it all in, I believe, this week, and you won't see that kind of thing in the near future.
Kenseth's move did open the door for Jeff Gordon to win on Sunday, punching his ticket to the championship race in 2 weeks. And, of course, making his presence at the Texas race even bigger. A storybook finish potentially to his fabulous career. I know you guys have known each other for a long time. What an exciting time to bring Jeff Gordon in for his final race in Texas.
Well, I can tell you we had to bring in some additional help to handle telephones and ticket sales today, and that's a wonderful thing. I've known Jeff since he was a teenager, and he grew this little chocolate milk mustache and all that kind of stuff. And he grew from Wonder Boy, which is what Dale Earnhardt called him early in his career, to the elder statesman of our sport. When Jeff speaks, everybody listens because he's earned it, and he's conducted himself with tremendous, in a manner that deserves tremendous respect. We're going to do a lot of things to pay tribute to him. The fact that he's coming off a win and shows that he is still on top of the game and capable of winning at the end of his career. You don't see that often, and he could possibly win the championship at Homestead. And that's kind of like hitting a walk-off homer in the World Series, and so we're excited about what could happen with him.
Do you think it would tempt him to return at all? And he said he may race occasionally anyway, but do you think it might make him reconsider walking away to the extent that he will?
No, I'm certain that you'll never see Jeff Gordon in a Sprint Cup car ever again after Homestead. You may see him in other kinds of race cars from time to time, but not at this level. He is absolutely done.
He's on the Mount Rushmore of stock car racing when you look back at it all time?
Probably, and this is paying respects to Richard Petty and Dale Earnhardt and Jimmy Johnson, people that clearly have won multiple championships. Jeff's won 4, maybe he's going to win 5. But he is probably the most important driver in terms of he's played a transformative role. Here's a guy that could win a race on Sunday and then guest host Kelly and Michael on Monday. And had done that. In fact, there was a distinct possibility that he was going to be chosen as the permanent host, not Michael Strahan.
Yeah.
And so he was that good at it. He's hosted Saturday Night Live. You never expected to see Kel Yarborough or Bobby Allison doing those kinds of things.
Would have been kind of fun, but yeah.
It might have been fun. But, he's just been that important. When Jeff came along, the sport was still pretty much Southern. Now Jeff is from California. Now there are 8 drivers from California. There's only 2 from North Carolina. He has had just an incredible impact on our sport and what you look for in a race car driver.
Yeah, the first crossover star in NASCAR. Set up the weekend for us. You got the trucks Friday, the O'Reilly race Saturday, and then the big one on Sunday.
It's going to be big. You're right. Sunday, the AAA Texas 500. Part of a NASCAR triple header. We've got Sammy Hagar playing a full pre-race show set at 11 o'clock Sunday, and then going to lead right into some big surprises for Jeff Gordon during the pre-race ceremonies that all the fans will see on Big Hoss, the world's biggest television set. And we're going to have a lot of fun with crowning a new champion for the AAA Texas 500.
All right, Eddie Gossage, as always, thanks for coming down to see us. We'll see you out at the track later in the week. I'm Mike Doocy, Fox 4 Sports.